Alyx's tool. Alyx's multi-tool was incredibly useful for letting us use her as a key. Often, we needed to keep the player from moving forward until we were ready. Her multi-tool allowed her to deliver dialogue while unlocking the way ahead. We probably relied on it a bit too much, but it was hard to resist. There was always a trade-off, using Alyx to gate a room instead of creating a custom solution. This saved us time that we could spend on other parts of the game, often more critical ones.
Alyx as companion. This section became an unintentional prototype for what Episode 1 would eventually feature, Alyx as a companion, moving smoothly along a path that blends dynamic combat with scripted choreography. We didn't yet have a clear model for how she would fit alongside the player in these scenarios, but even this brief section taught us a lot, despite not having enough time to iterate on it.
I'm afraid I'm flying blind here. Every now and then a Vortigaunt gets captured and sends back information, but we don't have a complete picture of the place. The little we do know is all bad. Get ready.
Over here! This'll get me into the security system. Now to find my father. Oh my god. These poor people. There! Alright, I think I can bring him in. There! He's on the way. Let's go meet him. Ha! Done! Follow me.
Alyx as companion. This section became an unintentional prototype for what Episode 1 would eventually feature, Alyx as a companion, moving smoothly along a path that blends dynamic combat with scripted choreography. We didn't yet have a clear model for how she would fit alongside the player in these scenarios, but even this brief section taught us a lot, despite not having enough time to iterate on it.
Over here! This'll get me into their security system. Now to find my father. Oh my god. These poor people. There! Alright, I think I can bring him in. There! He's on the way. Let's go meet him. Ha! Done! Follow me. That was brutal. No!
Alyx as companion. This section became an unintentional prototype for what Episode 1 would eventually feature, Alyx as a companion, moving smoothly along a path that blends dynamic combat with scripted choreography. We didn't yet have a clear model for how she would fit alongside the player in these scenarios, but even this brief section taught us a lot, despite not having enough time to iterate on it.
You'd better reload. All right. Over here. This'll get me into their security system. Now to find... my father. Oh my God. These poor people. There. All right, I think I can bring him in. There. He's on the way. Let's go meet him.
Alyx as companion. This section became an unintentional prototype for what episode 1 would eventually feature, Alyx as a companion, moving smoothly along a path that blends dynamic combat with scripted choreography. We didn't yet have a clear model for how she would fit alongside the player in these scenarios, but even this brief section taught us a lot, despite not having enough time to iterate on it.
Right. Over here. This'll get me into their security system. Now to find my father. Oh my God. These poor people. There. All right, I think I can bring him in. There! He's on the way. Let's go meet him. Ha! Done! Follow me. Come on. He should be in here. Let me just get this open. There he is.
Eli in pod choreography. We wrote and recorded dialogue for the scene while still building out Nova Prospect. At that stage, we knew Alyx and Gordon would teleport out of the prison, but none of the specifics had been worked out, so the dialogue needed to be broad enough to fit whatever we ultimately built. This led us to focus less on the player's actions and more on Alyx's vulnerability and her connection to her father. We hoped the emotion would carry the scene more than the narrative itself. Ultimately, we're aiming for the player to care about these characters and want to prioritize what's important to Alyx.
Save yourselves.
No, we're not leaving you. I think I can recalibrate the Combine portal to get us out of here.
But where will you go?
I talked to Dr. Kleiner. His portal was almost working again. If he's managed to repair it, we'll end up there. If he hasn't, well, we couldn't be any worse off.
It's not worth the risk, Alyx. I can't lose you. Get out while you can.
We're not leaving here without you. That's final.
We can't leave Judith here either.
Don't worry, Dad. We'll find her. For now, I'm going to send you to the teleport chamber. I'm not saying goodbye, Dad. We'll meet you there.
I know you will. I'll see you there, baby.
Let's get out of here. All right. Over here. We're gonna head back to the security station and try to patch into your suit radio. Wait till you Hey, it worked. Let's see what I can do to clear the way for you. Keep an eye out for Mossman. I'll get my dad through the prison as far as I can, then I'll catch up with you. Hang on, I'll see if I can figure out how to get that gate open. Okay, got it. I'll have this open in a jiffy. Damn, it's jammed. Okay, I've got an idea. Head back to that office. According to the schematics, there should be a vent behind those shelves.
Lacerations detected.
Vent. You probably know this, but if there's a vent, there has to be a headcrab in it. We don't make these rules. They, like the vents themselves, come straight from the top.
Be careful, Gordon. I'm picking up a lot of Combine sensors in the area ahead.
Minor lacerations.
I'll start working on this gate. Just a sec. Okay, got it. Uh-oh, look at the monitor.
Look targets. One of the key tools in our design toolkit is the look target, an invisible point in space that activates when the player looks at it. Designers can specify how accurately the player has to look at it, the duration of the look, and other conditions. Once activated, the look target triggers various events in the game. For example, Alyx might wait for the player to look at her before delivering a line of dialogue, A spectacle might begin only when it's in view, or a combined dropship might fly over when the player is looking in its general direction. Once we implemented look targets, designers found endless ways to use them to make gameplay feel more reliable for players, especially since some move at very different speeds or in difficult to predict ways.
Grenade puzzle. This small puzzle often caused players to get stuck during playtests because the unlimited grenade box was placed a bit behind them on their path. By this point in the game, players have fully learned to associate unlimited ammo boxes with puzzle solutions. So if a grenade box were here, they'd immediately know they needed a grenade to solve it. We wanted them to have to think a little first. Eventually, we added a subtle hint by making grenades visible on the desk through a window, just to remind players they're available. They also helped uncover a bug in a playtest when a player approached to look more closely and ended up collecting the grenade through the glass.
Another control room. Looks like it's still occupied. You're coming up to another control room. Looks like it's still occupied. You're coming up to another control room. Looks like it's still occupied. You're coming up to another control room. Looks like it's still occupied. You're coming up to another control room. Looks like it's still occupied. My guess is there's a bunch more soldiers heading your way. Quick, search the room. There should be some combine turrets nearby.
Mossman's betrayal. Our original plan for Judith Mossman's arc was for her to betray the player around this point. But by the time we reached the scene, having developed other parts of the game, we felt she was more likely just trying to protect Eli. We envisioned her reconsidering, realizing she couldn't actually betray Gordon. We had ideas to clarify this shift later, but ultimately we never finished her arc. We liked the ambiguity in Mossman, but players didn't seem to. They almost universally hated her. That might be a success, though. We worked hard to build the player's affinity for Alyx, and Alyx wasn't exactly a fan of Judith either.
I can't shut down those fields from here. I'm going to have to catch up with you to get access to them. I'm picking up a lot of incoming soldiers. Hold the fort till I get there.
Depleted.
Be there in a second, Gordon.
Sorry it took me so long. Glad to see you're okay. Let's see if we can find Mossman. It looks like this station might give me better access. There she is. Wait a minute. How'd she...
It's from your area.
I'm not calling about that.
What's she up to?
You promised you weren't going to touch Eli. Oh my God.
The soldiers were a bit overzealous, I admit, but he was too tempting a prize to simply turn loose, especially in the absence of Gordon Freeman.
You would have had Freeman if you'd been patient and just waited for my signal.
We weren't entirely sure you were ever going to get around to that. Human loyalties being what they are.
Dr. As I have stated before, you have to let Eli come around on his own.
I have known Dr. Vance far longer than you, my dear. I'm afraid your feelings for him may have blinded you.
Feelings? This has nothing to do with feelings. It's a simple truth that when Eli believes
This is not open to debate, Dr. Mossman.
Doctor, please.
So sorry, Judith. I'm all out of time.
Damn her! I don't believe this! Come on, Gordon. Now we've really gotta hurry. Go on ahead. I'll disrupt the next level of security and catch up with you when I can. Go on, Gordon.
Warning. Surveillance and detection systems inactive. Remaining stabilization team members Report containment status, please.
Turret training exit. This pile of trash, along with the cluttered descent down the stairs, is designed to discourage players from bringing a turret with them. While it wouldn't break anything if they did, we wanted to make it less likely. Making it inconvenient to keep the turret isn't an ideal design strategy, but it was better than nothing. Many playtesters eventually gave up and tossed the turret aside once they felt the game was trying to tell them something.
Minor laceration.
has moved to block the A.
Final Turret Arena. When building the arc of a gameplay element, like allied turret usage, we often build a prototype that represents the arc's endpoint first. We iterate on that prototype until the playtests show that it works. Then we work backward, adding preceding scenarios to introduce the element and build player skill. This approach ensures the final arc is engaging before we invest substantial time. It also means that, by the time we create training scenarios, we've observed enough playtests to know which skills need guidance and which players will grasp naturally. The final turret scenario was our goal, emphasizing the player's defense against enemies from multiple directions, requiring dynamic turret placement and recovery.
Picking up more incoming soldiers. See if there's some more turrets nearby.
Allied turrets balancing. Balancing this fight around the allied turrets was challenging. The turrets are the novel element here, so if players ignore them, the gameplay feels redundant, because so much of it is similar to what's come before. We wanted to require turret usage and reward strategic placement, but it was highly binary. Perfect placement made a fight easy, while poor placement made it very difficult. Tuning and custom soldier AI logic helped. Soldiers became better at toppling turrets by throwing grenades or flanking to knock them down. These changes made the fight less about a perfect setup and more about actively maintaining turrets, as any setup will be disrupted at some point. Playtests vary wildly, with some players finding it too hard and others calling it their favorite fight. Running out of time, we ultimately made it a bit easier and shipped it, so we were unsatisfied with the final balance.
Keep your turrets set up. You've got to hold on till I get there. Soldiers. Gordon, I'm gonna leave off here and catch up with you. Be there as soon as I can.
Sorry to take so long, Gordon. Looks like you could have used some help. I won't leave you again, though. Now let's track down Mossman.
Warning. Surveillance and detection systems inactive. Remaining stabilization methods. Report containment status, please.
Flares. This section is a nice counterpoint to the previous turret segment in terms of production and cost and iteration. Built very late, it came together quickly as the AI for Alyx and the Combine Soldier was already mature. We liked the darkness and flares and filed it away as something explored further. Later, we revisited it when planning the dark sections in Episode 1.
Attention ground units. Mission failure will result in permanent off-world assignment. Code reminder. Sacrifice.
Great, another security station.
Plan.
Alright, Mossman, where are you?
Huh. Found her. Ha! Got you now! Uh-oh.
Well, come on, Gordon. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Meeting Mossman. Reuniting the player and Alyx with Mossman after the betrayal scene was tricky, as many players felt they should shoot Mossman on sight. We couldn't allow this, as we didn't have time to develop alternate story branches. However, we also didn't want to highlight that we were preventing this choice, so we aimed to reduce the likelihood of players trying it. The bulletproof glass here buys time for dialogue between Alyx and Mossman, during which it becomes clear that Alyx doesn't think shooting Mossman is the right thing to do.
Spy for the Combine the whole time.
What are you talking about?
Damn it! Move back, Mossman, we're coming in.
Alyx, whatever you may think, I assure you I have worked to protect your father.
Shut up and be glad you're still some use to us. We're going to reconfigure this teleport and get the hell out of here.
You see, we're working to the same end. I've already reprogrammed the modulator to emulate a Zen relay.
That's my father's work you stole.
It's my work, too. And I had to prove to Dr. Breen that your father would be the most valuable member of any research effort going forward.
Enough of your bullshit! Look, Gordon, there's my dad. I'm going to bring him in.
You found Eli?
No thanks to you. Just enter the coordinates for Dr. Kleiner's lab and let's get moving.
But we need access to the teleport platform and we're locked out.
I'll take care of that. Let's get going. Oh my god. You've been working with this thing? For how long?
I did have a fairly good idea of what to expect.
I'll bet you did. It looks like it's waiting for us.
Mossman and Eli. This choreo scene required significant iteration. We wanted to deliver a plot twist in the middle of the scene while keeping player control unrestricted. It required a delicate balance to make that twist clear, yet still make sure that it was uninterruptible. If players followed Alyx to the console, they needed to understand what was happening when they turned around. If they stayed back and watched Mossman, they needed to understand what was happening without feeling it was something that they should try to prevent. It required extensive tuning and playtesting to get the timing right, but ultimately, we employed a combination of distraction, delivering the crucial moment quickly, and then finally delivering an explanation after the event.
We're in Nova Prospect, and we're running the Zen emulation for the first time. Are you ready for us?
Ready, willing, and fully enabled.
Good. We'll send in my dad through first. He's in position for... What's that? Hold on, gotta bring this back down. No! Stop! What are you doing?
I'm sorry, Alyx. It's the only
No!
What's going on?
Dad!
Judith!
No!
What's happening?
Alright, let me think, Alyx, think. Dr. Kleiner! Oh my god! What coordinates are these? Where the hell did you take him? Cover me, Gordon. I've got to reset the... Gordon, the turrets! locked on.
I await your arrival with great anticipation.
My God, we made it. But where's Dr. Kleiner? Dr. Kleiner, let us out!
Alyx? Gordon? My God, how did you get here? And when?
What's wrong?
My dear, I had given up hope of ever seeing you again.
I was afraid we might not make it either. I think the teleport exploded just as we were porting out.
Indeed, it did. And the repercussions were felt far and wide. Seem to have developed a very slow teleport. This suggests an entirely new line of investigation.
A week? Then what have we missed?
A great deal, my dear. The blow you struck at Nova Prospect was taken as a signal to begin the uprising.
But what about my father?
Well, that is most troubling. According to the Vortigaunts, he is a prisoner at the Citadel.
We've got to get my father out.
Barney has been leading a push with that very aim in mind. And another of your friends arrived several days ago.
Dog, you made it! Good boy.
So there, you see? It's not all hopeless.
I wish I shared your optimism, Doctor.
Doc, come in. Are you there? Hey, Doc, are you there?
Yes, Barney. And I'm no longer alone. Alyx and Gordon have just arrived.
Well, man, that's good news. I almost gave you guys up for lost. We're planning to set up a staging area for attacking the Citadel.
Gordon and Doc can head your way. I want to get Dr. Kleiner somewhere safer. Then I'll meet up with you.
I'll take all the help I can get. Oh, crap! Incoming! Go on, get going!
Okay, Gordon, you heard him. I'll catch up with you as soon as I get Dr. Kleiner settled.
Just a minute. I can't leave without Lamar.
Oh, no.
Where did she get to?
Go on, Gordon. I'll take care of this. Gordon, take care of yourself out there.